Your mindset is probably the only thing keeping you from being successful. Let me explain. I understand that a lot of people, and I'm not guilty of this. I am guilty of this. So I understand a lot of people, they overly consume financial content. And that's a good thing because you want to be thinking of that all the time. You want to be cash flowing your mind pretty much. So you want to be cash flowing all this information. So you want to be information flowing all this into your mind. But if you're not taking any action to do anything, then that's what's keeping you from success. You're not actually promoting or taking action on anything that you're doing, anything that you're consuming. So all that you're consuming goes to waste, and you end up in this loop of consuming and being a failure. And not because you suck or you're a bad person, it's just that you're stuck in this loop of consuming and not producing. That's the only reason why I'm making this video on with no viewers, because I understand that every action has a reaction. So if I were to choose to come home and doubt myself and create other consume all this content, sure, but if I were to choose not to post this video, then even if it gets no views, even if it gets no engagement, I still produce something into the world, and that energy is going to attract more energy, and that and eventually it all starts coming to you. But you first have to output the energy and the knowledge that you're inputting. So, like I said, it's a good thing to input and consume a bunch of this information, of this mindset information. But if you're not outsourcing that or redirecting that power that they're giving to you, because knowledge is power. So if you intake all this knowledge, think of it as energy. And that's the energy you want to attract, right? So if you're attracting all this energy, what do you think is going to happen when you produce it? What you reap is what you sow. So what you produce is going to come back to you. It's karma. Like it's pretty much karma. If you put good energy out, then good energy is going to come out to you. But if you're a negative person and all you're doing is putting negative energy out into the world, then obviously all you're going to receive is negativity. It's the law of attraction. And I haven't read the book to tell you that, but I researched this heavy and is all I consume. But the fact that I'm out here producing is what's making a difference, at least in my book. Because I believe in myself. And the only reason why I'm even continuing, it all starts from mindset, but it's belief. And obviously, your belief is your mindset, and your mindset is you. So you're believing in yourself that you will conquer and achieve anything that you put your mind to. That's why they say that, because anything you put your mind to is your mind, and your mind is you, and your mind is your mindset. So anything that you put your mind to, you can achieve, because it all starts with that idea. But the only reason why I continue, even with zero viewers, even with nobody listening right now, is because I believe that the law of attraction is real. And if I produce all this content, then even if it reaches one person, that energy is still the good energy and the energy that I want to attract. So that's why I stay producing and I stay consuming, but I produce. I produce. And that's the key. And that's what I see all these millionaires see success, even if I'm not one. You learn from them. And the whole reason, like, you have to really dive into the whole reason why you want to be an entrepreneur and want to be successful is you have to really look at that and really see, you have to envision it and remind yourself that these are the reasons why you keep going. These are the reasons why. And the fact that I'm making this video, I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to my own mindset, because there's nobody watching this video. It's just me talking to the camera, and that camera is reflecting on me. So I'm talking to myself. So I remind myself why. And you got to figure out your why. Why do you want to be successful? Why? For me, it's because I've hit rock bottom so much working for someone else that I just, I hate it. And I don't want to live that life. But there's also a lot of other reasons why. Like, so I was previously a welder at a job, and we would work these long hours, long 16-hour days. And I wanted to spend time with my girlfriend, so I would pick her up and stay late with her. But then I would go home and it would be time, not like I would take her home and I would have to take her back home to her house. But by then it would already be really late. So I made a sacrifice in sleep because I had to wake up early the very next day. And that time with my girl is precious to me. So I was willing to make that sacrifice, losing sleep for her. But then every action had a reaction. So I was working these long hour days and I would still go see her, and then I would still stay late with her. And I guess you could say this is my fault, but listen, I valued that time with her, and I'm not able to get that time at a job. But anyways, so moving on with my story, eventually this is where I really hit rock bottom, and I felt so bad that I even cried that day. And I'm not afraid to admit it, because most likely there's no one going to be watching, and even if there is, I know everyone's been here or at a point in their life where they had to cry or they hit rock bottom. So I'm not ashamed. So I I was sacrificing my sleep, and I ended up crashing on the freeway because I fell asleep in the middle of traffic. And that day was a really big hit to me, and I knew I had to change something. And I already had been thinking about mindset and money and this and that, but I never took action on it. So that's what you see me doing here today. And I try to remind myself of that day because I forget how bad I felt and how mad at the world I was. But in reality, I should have been mad at myself because I allowed that to happen. Because the fact that I allowed myself to be at a 9 to 5, or it was more like a 5 to 7, like in the afternoon, 5 in the morning to like 7 in the afternoon. And I sacrificed all that time to to um to a job that I hated. And even then I still try to make time for my girl, and it led me to hit rock bottom because I couldn't make time for my girl, so I had to sacrifice the essential time that I had just to spend time with her. And that that ended up in me crashing and me falling asleep at the road. And um yeah, it was just a very dark time for me, for sure. So, but anyways, the whole reason why I tell this story is because it's the fact that I had to go to that job, that I lost time on other stuff, that made me sacrifice that. But I don't blame the job. I blame myself because I hadn't started on doing anything else to make myself work for myself. So in reality, it was my fault, and my own fault. So that's where I hit rock bottom, and that's where I truly hit rock bottom. And after that day, I had to leave. I knew I had to escape. And ever since then, I've been starting to do this. And even with 0 viewers, I'm still gonna post this video. I'm still gonna continue to post every day, and that's just how it's gonna roll. So, if by any chance, by any miracle, someone's watching and you made it this far into the video, like and subscribe. And if you're somebody I know and you're already subscribed, thank you. But if you're not somebody I know and you just stumbled across this video and you for some reason you're still here to this very end, listen. If you have ambitions and dreams, you have to be willing to sacrifice these things for a little bit. Now, right now I'm sacrificing time with my girl to put in time to this, and I know I'm gonna reap the benefits of that. So in the future, I'll be able to not have to sacrifice time with her because she'll be with me, and that's really what keeps me going every day. And I have bigger dreams than that too, but we'll get into that some other time. But if you have goals in your life, follow your goals, follow your dreams, and even if no one's listening, just point the camera, shoot, and record. Talk to yourself. No one's listening. I'm talking to myself. That's all this is. So that's the only advice I have for you if you're barely starting or if you're new. Eventually, I want to start a program. I want to start a community, but eventually. So I know that it all starts somewhere. So yeah, if you're new and you made it this far, like and subscribe. Maybe you'll learn something new. But anyways, thanks for watching.